This video doesn't tell a story. It opens an interrogation. Why does a person willingly become their own enemy? In Dostoevsky's Notes from Underground, we will uncover how pride turns into a prison, how reason becomes a weapon against its owner, how pain is dressed as identity, and how the hunger to be right quietly corrodes a human being from within. And in the Liza scene, we will see why someone retreats the moment love comes close. This is not a descent into the underground. It's a dangerous operation into ourselves. Notes from Underground is a harsh objection to an era that believed reason would lead humanity into a flawless order. Dostoevsky argues that a person cannot be made happy by correct calculations and smooth systems alone, because sometimes the human being, even to their own harm, wants to prove they are free. This is rarely heroic. It is an inner war, whispering, "I am not a machine." The underground man is the intelligent yet self-destructive face of this rebellion. The underground man's greatest strength is his intelligence, but that same intelligence becomes a kind of paralysis. Instead of living life, he calculates outcomes in advance. He hears other people's judgments before they are spoken. He writes his defeat before the first step. Thus, thinking becomes not progress, but a delayed escape. Dostoevsky's painful irony is this: intelligence, instead of enlarging a person, can bury them inside themselves. At the heart of the text lie three knots: pride, pain, and the obsession with being right. The underground man often attacks not people, but the possibility of being diminished in their eyes. The fear of humiliation is felt almost like physical pain. Pain ceases to be merely a feeling and becomes a refuge. To heal would mean losing that refuge. And above all stands the hunger to be right. This hunger is tied less to loving truth and more to needing to appear superior. The Liza episode looks like the only real exit inside the underground man's inner labyrinth. Liza enters his life not only as conscience, but as a possibility. The possibility that he could become different. But that possibility does not create hope in him. It creates fear. Because love invalidates his defenses. It makes pride useless. And worst of all, it forces him to see himself naked and vulnerable. So hurting Liza is not merely cruelty. It is an escape fueled by panic. Dostoevsky captures a familiar truth here. Some people lose not when love is achieved, but when love comes close enough to be real. After the Liza episode, the underground man still has a small but real possibility in front of him. The possibility of starting again, under the gaze of someone who does not hate him. And here, Dostoevsky's most painful question appears. When a person comes this close to something good, why do they step back? By pushing Liza away, the underground man does not only hurt a single person, he also closes the only real exit door inside himself. This does not look like a carefully designed evil plan. It looks more like an automatic reaction built from years of habit. If goodness comes, ignore it. If tenderness approaches, mock it. If the chance of change appears, delay it. Here, Dostoevsky touches a very familiar truth. Some people complain about their pain, but when the pain ends, they no longer know who they are. The underground man is one of them. Pain is his identity. His self-sabotage is a reflex to protect that identity. So his escape from Liza is not just a relationship scene, but a dramatic answer to this question. Do I really want to heal, or do I only love the act of complaining? The most dangerous weapon of the underground man is not his fist, but his language. He does not confront the world with punches, but with mockery. Irony for him is not just a form of humor, it is an invisible shield that pushes away every feeling that dares to come close. Even when he truly loves something, he talks about it with a tone of belittlement. When he is deeply hurt, he speaks as if nothing happened at all. In his speech, sincerity and sarcasm stand side by side in the same sentence. Here, Dostoevsky exposes a very familiar modern attitude. Don't show the feeling, downplay it. Don't speak of the pain, make a joke on top of it. The language of the underground is actually a kind of emotional armor. But that armor kills the warmth inside before it protects anything outside. In the novel, the underground appears as a room, narrow, airless, dim, dark. But in truth, what the underground man experiences is not just a place, but a state of being. The room is cramped because his inner world has shrunk. The city is cold because he has grown cold toward people. The body is heavy because he has lost faith in action. Dostoevsky does not use St. Petersburg's fog, tight streets, and damp walls merely as decoration. They are external reflections of the underground man's inner climate. He is telling us this: sometimes a human being does not only stain the place they live in, they infect it with their inner world. And the underground is built most of all inside a person's own body. There is a detail we must not overlook. This text is not written like a simple novel, but like a confession notebook. Notes from Underground is almost like a courtroom. The underground man is the defendant, and we, the readers, are both judge and witness. As he tells his life, he doesn't only blame others, he also accuses himself, defends himself in one line, destroys himself in the next. This inconsistency is not a flaw in the character, it is Dostoevsky's conscious choice. Because even when a human being tells their own story, they cannot be completely honest. The confessional tone of the text reminds us of this. Even when someone says, "This is who I am," they are still fictionalizing themselves. That is why the underground man's notes feel so disturbing. Because while reading them, we eventually realize we are not only listening to him, but also to our own excuses. Dostoevsky's genius expands here. This text is not only a character portrait, but a diagnosis of a human illness. Today's underground doesn't have to be a basement. It can live behind a screen, inside irony, inside the sentence, "I think it's all pointless anyway." The underground man's language is sharp, but the deepest sharpness is that he is also his own victim. He reveals this. A person who creates distance from life in the name of self-protection eventually becomes a stranger to their own feelings. And this alienation is not only inner pain, it spreads outward like a cold shadow. The final question remains: why does a person burn their inner world while trying to prove they are free? Perhaps the answer is this: sometimes a person doesn't choose freedom. They mistake revenge for freedom.